So I never mentioned this, but it's been 30 days since I quit my day job to be a full-time game developer. And it went something like this. It was a pretty tough decision, I'm not gonna lie. At first I was pretty scared, but in the end I decided to throw away a built career for a volatile and insanely oversaturated industry. My name is Ed and I'm working on a roguelike RPG titled Project Bloom. Because when I came up with the name, I just cranked up the bloom setting. For the past 30 days, I have been the busiest I have ever been in my life. My comfortable 40 hours a week just turned into 80 hours a week without pay. So you can imagine I'm going on all cylinders right now. Rain, shine, or topless, I'm in front of that computer grinding away. Prior to divorcing my day job, I created a tactical plan for having a demo completed before my savings ran out. We're currently in phase 1 of the grand plan, which I call Finish the Damn Prototype. This is the phase where I quit the rapid design changes and commit to one idea. However, I realized if I wanted to do this for real, I had to humble myself and realize that I needed some help. There's just too much work to do with the little time that I have. So I decided to work with a designer that can help me iron out the game's foundation while also giving me a reality check.
Your idea sucks!
So far, we've developed a battle system where the player controls a team of 3 party members and fights their way towards a boss. Each party member or unit has 3 skills that require AP to use. AP is generated over time based on the unit's speed stat, giving faster units more opportunities to attack. The 4th skill available is a trait skill, and it's based on the unit's passive ability. For example, the gunner's trait skill is to reload more special ammunition, the fighter covers an ally, and the summoner sacrifices his pet for a large effect. Trait skills do not cost AP but are tied to a cooldown and are meant to be relatively strong. Additionally, players can cycle between their units with the press of a button, allowing you to control any unit at any given time. The goal of the combat is to feel kind of like a mini MMO, but you control the whole party. Another aspect of the combat system is the interactive elements. For example, the gunner has a charge shot that rewards the players for holding and releasing the button with precise timing. Interactiveness is something I feel strongly about given how fun the Mario RPG games are. With that in mind, the idea came up to add a guard system. At first I wasn't too sure about it, but I've been playing way too much Final Fantasy 16 and I did one of these. And said, yeah, let's add a guard system. But that idea led to another way of creating interactiveness. For example, what if each player had a perfect guard effect, rewarding precise timing? Or what if enemy attacks were interruptible, encouraging players to time their crowd control effects? There are still a lot more details to iron out, but for now, I feel like the core systems are coming together. With a bit more polish and rounds of feedback, I think we'll have a game that's pretty fun to play. If you have ideas for other ways to add interactiveness to RPGs, or perhaps a unit design, you're free to share them in the comments below. So by this point, I've spent the past 3 weeks in the dungeon rebuilding the game with the new battle system. But after all that time, I ran into a little problem. I barely left my room, never mind leaving the house. So I decided to touch some grass and was reminded that I have real life chores. There was this wee little sprout that had become a mighty tree and I had to do something about it. So I dug out some weeds, mowed the lawn, and wrestled the final boss of Yard Invaders. After the forced recess, it was time to temporarily move from the battle system to work on other elements of the game. Again, the goal is to have something playable as soon as possible. I added a prototype map to the game inspired by Slay the Spire, created by Game Dev Journey here on YouTube. Shoutouts to them because they did a great job with the map and it works really well. The final map design will probably be flat in a 3D plane. For now though, we're using this as a prototype. To cap off the month, I cleaned up some of the UI elements in the game for readability and updated the relic system to work with the new active battles. Relics are basically standard roguelike upgrades you obtain throughout the run. Relics overall provide a team-wide effect, but there are some relics that may only apply certain effects to certain roles, such as tanks, healers, DPS, etc. Overall, pretty good first 30 days. But this wouldn't be a devlog without talking about the thing I led with, which was that I quit my job. So let's talk about it. I'm actually a mechanical engineer by trade and I spent the past 7 years working in the industry. I've only been doing game development for about 5 years now and I've actually never released a commercial game. Project Bloom will be my first commercial release. I'm sure there are people saying, "You're insane, why would you quit your job?" While sure I could sit here and say, well, it's because I found this passion for making games and that wouldn't be a lie, the bigger reason is much more selfish than that. It's because for the first time in my life, I'm choosing my own path and not the one other people have expected from me. If you look at this YouTube channel, you might notice I have videos from fighting games and MOBAs or whatever I was interested in at the time. Well, while I was making those videos, I started to get some pretty decent growth. It was small, but the numbers were trending upwards. But the problem was I was also in grad school at the time and I couldn't juggle both YouTube and graduate school. So So to please other people, I continued going to grad school and left YouTube behind, and it's a decision I regret till this very day. So fast forward 4 years, I'm now given the opportunity to try it again. I stayed at my job the first time and regretted it, so this time I'm taking the path I wanted to take in the first place. And it's for that very selfish reason I quit my job, to pursue the thing I'm most passionate about, making and talking about video games. There's a very long road ahead, but with each step, we get closer to a finished product. With that said, if you've enjoyed the content today, please consider liking or subscribing to the channel. It's really appreciated. Additionally, you can wishlist Project Bloom on Steam. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.